Something they found out in, I think, World War II was that the cure to men's depression is purpose. It took me the longest time to realize that I was white trash and that I needed to escape that, right? Like, because you don't know what you don't know, right?
It's insane how it's literally only been 10 years since you were shitting in a bucket and freaking trying to figure out how to make a foundation in a $4,000 house.
Less than
Like,
that.
what? It's
Than
insane, like, what can happen in 10 years.
In 2019, I was still in the Detroit house.
Yeah.
And it's 2025 right now. So 6 years ago, I was poor.
On today's episode, I'm sitting down with Eric Mulka, a successful business owner, elite tattoo artist, philosopher, and someone who has quite literally clawed his way out of generational chaos to build a life most people would never believe is even possible. From childhood foster care to living out of his car as a teenager, Eric shares with us how it's possible to build your dream life when everything is working against you. If you ever needed proof that your circumstances don't get to decide your future, this is it. I'm Brittany Racine with Mike It Loud. This is season 2, and I know you guys are going to love this episode. I'm here with Eric today, and I met Eric, I think I met you maybe like 5 years ago when Anthony got his leg tattoo. And then I haven't seen you since then, but he's been working on getting a sleeve, so he's with you all the time. And he thought that you would be a great guest for this. So I'm really excited to kind of hear where you started and how you built this business. I mean, obviously your work is incredible because Anthony is the hardest person to please on planet Earth.
That's true.
He's, true. Oh my gosh, the hardest person. And he's like, he is amazing. Like, I will only go to him. So, I mean, I think that says a lot right there. So I guess just getting into it, can you just, if you were to meet someone for the first time and they were just like, who are you basically? How would you describe yourself?
Right. So I'm just a blue collar dude from the Midwest that had, I guess, what you call humble roots. And here I am now. I just turned 30 years old. I'm a multi-business owner, even though my second business is just starting out. Mm-hmm. But I bought a commercial building in Tecumseh, Michigan about 3 or 4 years ago, along with some property with it for future plans. And I decided to open up an elite tattoo studio. And what I mean by elite is not a street shop, right? Like something that...
Not a walk-in.
Not a walk-in shop, something that you have to book out for, and you're going to have very high-end art. Outside of that, I'm trying to be an entrepreneur. I think of myself as something as a philosopher as well.
Okay.
I'm very existential in life. Yeah, I do jiu-jitsu. I'm a purple belt, and I'm obsessed with, like, the grind. I'm obsessed with climbing the mountain.
Ooh,
right?
okay. I love that.
Yeah. So, like, something they found out in, I think, World War II was that the cure to men's depression is purpose, right?
Oh, okay.
To whereas, like, women, you more, like, you have to feel seen and heard and, like,
yeah.
whatnot. But men, they need to fill that void, right?
Right.
They have to feel like their life means something, and we're here to move it forward, right?
Right.
And that's the whole, like, meaning of my life. And
yeah. Do you read?
Yeah, I love to read. I would say that I'm more of an audiobook guy.
Me too. I mean, girl, but yeah.
Yeah.
No, I love that because I'm like, ooh, you sound like you're into books.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
I'm all about that. I audiobook all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think of this universe as just like an information gathering drive, and we are beings to do so, right?
Right.
That's our sole purpose. So every day, all the extra time I have, I just use it to
learn.
Fill myself with knowledge.
So let's rewind a little bit to like where you started. Like, what was your childhood like? Like, did you grow up as like with an entrepreneur mindset, or like what was it like growing up?
No. So I actually grew up in kind of a tough situation. Starting from the beginning, like my mom had went to rehab and cheated on her husband with my dad in rehab. And that's how I was made. And then when I was born, my dad was in prison. The husband that got cheated on took care of me because my mom went on like a drug binge. Okay. And then she got sober from like 7 to 10.
Like your age, 7 to 10?
Yeah.
Do you have siblings?
Yeah, like 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She's like a master con artist.
Okay.
She's like, they're all half siblings. But so like one of the things I think about with my childhood is that your negative role models are just as important as your positive ones.
1000%.
So I'll always have love for my mom and my parents,
for sure.
Whatnot, but they were terrible people, and I just used it as a blueprint on how not to be in life, right?
Have you always been like that?
Hated it so much. Like growing up, like when I lived with my mom, I lived with her for a few years when I was young, and then for a few years when I was older, because I got kicked out of my brother's once he rescued me from foster care. So I went to foster care from like 10 to 12 or 13, lived with my brother from there on, and we got in a fist fight. He kicked me out because like it's not healthy for his children and whatnot. And I was very egotistical and like loose cannon at the time.
You were a kid.
It's hard, yeah, because it's like,
Yeah.
how can your brother be your dad and your brother at the same time? And I'm over here like, bro, you're not my fucking dad, right?
Right,
Like,
right. And then he's like, watch your mouth.
yeah, and I'm like, square up, right?
Yeah.
So I got kicked back out to my mom's when I was like 16 or so, 15 or so. And my walls at my mom's were like hoarded, like it was the hoard, right?
Just like mounds of shit?
Mounds of shit, right? Like, and my room was the only clean spot in the whole house,
Okay.
right? And obviously, like, you can't have friends over. Like, every time I did have a friend over, they'd be like, "What the fuck, bro?" Like,
Where did you live? Or where did she live?
it was a small town right outside Detroit. It's called Lincoln Park.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It's a shithole, but
Yeah, it's still there.
yeah. But divine timing, right? So, like, I get to live life from two different perspectives. I get to live life from the very ridiculously poor and corrupt sort of upbringing, but now I have like the wholesome, stable, good
Yeah.
life. You know, like I have two daughters and I have a lady at home, and you know, I give them what I feel is the white picket fence life. You know, so I'm very blessed to see.
Both sides.
Yeah.
I'm sure it didn't seem like that though. Like growing up, you're like, why the hell am I dealing with all this?
Yeah, yeah. I forgot where I was at.
So you said you moved back in with your mom. You had hoard
Yeah,
piles.
yeah, exactly. Yep. And from living with that on a daily basis, I'm like, yo, this is so disgusting. And like, all I wanted for the world was to understand that this is not a representation of me, right?
Yeah.
And it took me the longest time to realize that I was white trash and that I needed to escape that, right? Like, because you don't know what you don't know, right? Like,
Yes.
if say you're like a boy growing up in Nazi Germany, right? Like, fuck Nazis, but like you could see how like you could get sold into that paradigm
Because you don't know any different.
exactly. But as soon as I became conscious enough to understand like, yo, this is not the way you should live life, it was a slow like ridding of all my flaws process, right? And that took years, to be honest, to unlearn all that bad behavior, on all that negativity, and you know, just natural reactions. Like, I still have it to this day. Like, I'll lose something, immediately someone stole it from me, and it's
Oh,
like,
really?
why? You know, like that.
Yeah, like that's not obviously not something I'm gonna think of.
Right. Yeah.
But it's like it's how
Because
you
it
grew up,
happens so
yeah.
often, you know, and like
Right.
everyone was just out to get you, so you just build these natural defenses, and like it even makes you think and act differently, right? So it's like, I can't be my true vulnerable self, because if I show chinks in my armor, then people will use that to leverage against me.
Right.
Right. But to where now, like, I could be very vulnerable with my lady and my daughters and, you know, my friends and stuff like that, because I've built a much different life. I've weeded out.
Right. And you're surrounded by different people and different things.
Exactly.
Like it's a completely different lifestyle.
Yeah, so like I think of this quote often. It's like, the longer you entertain what's not meant for you, the longer you'll postpone what is.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
My dad told me a quote one time. Like I was in high school, I think. Maybe I was right out of high school. I forget. And I don't think he meant to make it so like profound to me, but I'm like, oh my God, it made so much sense. He's like, when you surround yourself with shit, you're gonna start to stink. And I'm
It's
like,
true.
yeah, okay,
It's
get out
true.
of the shit bath. Like, what am I doing?
It's even subconsciously, like, you'll just unintentionally, people will rub off on you. I'll notice with
Right.
my friends, like, they'll have just like random sayings, and I'll just start saying it. And it's
Yeah,
like,
or like complaining, and you're like, ew, why am I complaining all the time? Like,
Yeah.
don't complain around me.
yeah, and like just in the opposite, right? So like, I'm surrounded with a bunch of really positive leaders now,
Yeah.
and that has been rubbing off on me. You know, it's like, even like throughout my business journey, like, times have gotten really rough lately, and like I'm starting to you know, really test my resilience, right? And every time I get around these people that inspire me, it's just a reminder that each time that I'm met with a challenge, it's an opportunity to showcase excellence.
Right, or an opportunity to pivot into something else.
Yeah.
Instead of just be like, why is everything so hard? This sucks. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna-
yeah, exactly. Like, so stoicism has helped me a bunch with that, right? So it's like, there's a common saying that they'll say it's like the obstacle is the way, right?
Yeah.
And like a way to think about this is like, say you're driving, your car fails, right? And you have to fucking get to work and you're like, fuck,
Yeah.
right? Like, fuck this
I'm
piece
definitely
of
gonna
shit,
say
right?
that still.
Exactly. Yeah, right. But it's important to build this mental crutch. At least think
Right.
about it, right? Because like now, at least this is how I would think about it. It's like, well, now I get the opportunity to learn how to fix my car, right?
Right.
How you choose to frame life is the
Right.
important part.
I think there's a time to piss and moan about it, but then it's like, okay, get over it.
Yeah,
Like sometimes if I'm pissed, I'm like, okay, I have 5 minutes to bitch about this, and then I'm not bitching about it anymore.
absolutely.
Get it out, and then.
Yeah, and like
Shit.
drawing clear boundaries. Like, hey, like, all right, it's okay to vent. It's okay to, speak your piece and whatnot. But like, today, I'm talking about this shit. Tomorrow, no negativity.
I think it's really hard too for people to understand that they have control of their thoughts. Because it's like you have your thoughts and you don't mean to have them, and everybody has that. But it's like to shut out certain ones, like you have to intentionally do that.
Yeah, but there's a balance to that too, because it's like you can't be too mean to yourself in your head, because that will eventually pour out to the
Right,
world
like
as
you have to
well.
let yourself deal and cope with
Exactly.
what you need to. But
Exactly. And like actually a wonderful coping mechanism that I've used for like specific scenarios, like anytime I get mad at someone, I'm like, how would I talk to my daughter right now?
So I think we got off track. I don't even know where we stopped. You said it took you a long time to realize that you were white trash or something.
Yeah. The process of going,
Is this like high school that we're at?
yes, I partied really crazy in high school and right after. And it took me a bit of time to realize like, that's not for me. And that was a very empty life.
Yeah. Was there like a time that made you feel like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore?
Yeah.
Like, how do you wake up out of that when you've never even experienced anything other than that?
Yeah. I would say like, there's one night I had a giant house party. All these people I don't even know none of these people, and they're just like ruining my house.
You're like, this is not fun, actually.
Yeah. And like, it's crazy too, because it's like all those people I considered like the best of friends at the time. I don't know none of them now. Like, none of those people are in my life
Right.
now, And all the people that were like trying to get me out of that at the time are in my life now. So it's like, that's an interesting perspective, right? It's like interesting to think about it. Like it was just years of molding and becoming more and more of that person of, who I wanted to become. It was never an overnight process.
Right.
Like it was compounding like a stock graph, right? Like, hey, I'm making jumps and then I'm coming down. I'm making jumps, coming down, and it's just this like dialing in process of becoming that person of who you always wanted to be. And really, it's holding yourself accountable on the way. It's like not lying to yourself. Hey, I that was fucked up of me, or like, hey, I've been giving myself excuses. Like damn well you could have got up at 6 a.m. and started working harder, right? Like look inward. Right?
Yeah,
Like,
so you really kind of just figured that out yourself, because it wasn't like your parents were telling you.
oh, absolutely
that.
not. Yeah, no one was. I've never had anyone really to guide me. Like my brother was the best role model I had. He rescued me from foster care when he was like 21, 22. Spent like a shit ton of his own money. Took care of me for a long time until I was a toxic entity in his household, which
Right.
don't blame him at all. He's a better man than I am, and I didn't realize that until my 20s. We didn't talk for a long time, and I had to swallow my pride and realize, like, yo, like you were just trying to guide me on the right path, and I was being a knucklehead.
Right. Do
But
you guys have a relationship now?
yeah, we have a wonderful relationship.
Good.
So yeah, it's like a lot of learning, a lot of life experiences, and a lot of realizing, like, all right, the meaning of life honestly is suffering and being selfless and living for others, and like that's where you'll find true connection.
I think some people don't realize that like learning, like it doesn't stop.
Yeah.
Like I think some people are like, okay, I'm done with college, like I'm just gonna stop, like I'm not learning anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I think that one of that, to caveat off that is like the biggest point is most grown-ups are just big children, right?
Yeah.
Like we're all just big children winging it, right? Like
Winging it, yes.
yeah, because like growing up, I'm thinking everyone else is smart.
Right.
I'm waiting for this big like revelation, and then you just realize like, oh, there is no revelation. I'm an adult now, and that shit hits you like a brick wall.
Right. I am a product of what
Yeah.
I'm spending my time doing.
Yeah, and you're like, where the line of what separates children from adults is decision making. It's like
Yeah.
it's how am I moving about this reality? It's what are the things I care about? What are the things I value?
Okay, wait, I randomly had this conversation with my son last night. I want to know your philosophy on it. I think I handled it all right. So he was like, well, okay, if I'm just like turning my stuff in and doing my work, I'm just like doing it to get it done. Like, average is fine. And I was like, no, it's not fine anymore. Like, average is gonna be done soon, especially with like AI and like how smart people are getting quicker.
Yeah.
I'm
the
like,
divide. The divide is getting larger.
I'm like, you can't be average. You will not survive.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're going to do everything for somebody else.
Yeah.
You'll have no freedom.
But at the end of the day, if you want true freedom in this world, which is financial freedom, it's the freedom to own your time.
Yeah.
Then that's not the route. And
right, and that's what I was trying to explain.
Like, the point of this entire conversation is like, you have this human brain. It's like, why go to Ford and press a button all day?
Right, and it's like you're also working for someone that you might not even support what they're doing.
Precisely.
Like, you're like, what? Like, are you passionate about just like showing up?
Right.
And doing some like mundane whatever thing just to check a box? Like, no. And I mean, he's just turned 12. Like, but he's actually super smart. So I know he absorbed everything I said, but he was so annoyed when I said it.
One of the issues inside the tattoo industry right now is that everyone wants to be their own business owner. But what that's it's hurting everyone, because what everyone's actually doing is just going and renting all these private studios, right? So it's
like a booth rental, like a hair place?
Yeah, from like some, commercial real estate entrepreneur. That means that just for the idea of them being this shop owner, which, like, you're not really a shop owner. You own the name and the things inside the shop, right? Because, like, no one's going to buy that business. It's fairy dust.
Right. It's just you.
Exactly. It's no different than the artist that I have in my shop, right? So what it really comes down to fundamentally is, who am I giving my money to, right? And ultimately, it's like, you're giving your money to some dude outside of the industry, some real estate mogul, right? When you could be giving it to me, to another artist that owns a studio, right? To back into the industry is my point, right?
Right.
And I guess I shouldn't focus on me. Go to any studio that you want, but just make sure that you're on a team that's focused on putting it all back into the industry. It's like, why are we jumping over dollars to pick up dimes just for the idea of success, right? It reminds me of, like when I lived in Detroit, all the guys that would drive Hellcats, but their roofs would be leaking. You're like, brother, what are you doing?
Yeah, like, prioritize better.
Yeah, it's like the idea, like, you're shooting yourself in the foot to look successful while selling yourself out from ever truly becoming successful, right? Because it's like, you're paying, like, I charge my artists $1,000 a month here. It's like, guarantee you're paying $2,000 to $3,000 at a private studio.
Right.
It's like, come here, save money, or look like a boss person, right?
Right.
So I'm telling you, like,
no, that makes sense. It's like, put your ego aside.
Exactly. That's truly the way that I respect the most, is when you save up, $2, $3, $4, $5, $6, $100,000, maybe $1 million, and buy a commercial building. So that way, all the artists are paying back into the industry.
Right.
And, like, it's truly earned at that point, and it makes sense financially. Then you don't have, because, like, for instance, you get a mortgage on a building, far less than the rent, because for someone to rent it out to you, it has to be profitable to them, which means that it's not in your best interest. You're paying more.
Right. They're making sure they're covered.
Right. Which means that it's a boot on top of a boot, which means you have to pressure your artist more. I think that you should give back to both sides of the community, right?
Yeah.
So in my philosophy, you give back towards the artist, I charge them less, and you give back to the industry because they're all paying me. I'm an artist. So
how did you get into tattooing? Have you always, like, is it art or what? Like, where did you start tattooing?
So tattooing was a weird start for me. Like I said, I was throwing those house parties.
In Detroit or where?
In Taylor. So one day, crazy story. One day I come home from a party when I was like 17, and my stepdad is beating the shit out of my mom.
Okay.
And I beat him up, right? And I come home from school the next day, and all my bags are packed on the front porch. And my mom's like, yo, he made me choose him, you or him.
Stop.
Swear to God. And I'm like, you chose him.
That's like the most heartbreaking thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, honestly, it was the best thing I needed, because it put me on that path to be like, all right, no one's going to save you.
Yeah.
You have to be your own safety net. So that dude that she cheated on and took me when I was like 2.
Was that the guy?
No. She had a bunch of different dudes, right?
Okay, so he was gone.
Yeah, so I'm living in my truck for a few months, and that initial husband that she cheated on, to have me in rehab, right? He comes out and asks me if I want to stay with him, right?
Okay.
And I'm like, all right. He, like, makes me pay a couple $100 a month. And I save up everything. I'm, like, getting my life together. I'm learning how to tattoo at the same time. And I'm working construction in the meantime.
Wait, how are you just like, let me get a tattoo pen and figure it out?
I'll get to that in a second.
Sorry, I'm jumping ahead.
But he's like, yeah, you come live with me, and Just paying me a couple $100 rent. And at the end of it, when I got my shit together, he gave me all that rent money back.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Unsung hero. And this is like the
Do you still have a relationship with him?
amazing relationship.
But he still made obviously a huge impact.
The biggest impact.
Like he probably didn't even realize at the time too, like what he was doing was going to have such a huge impact.
Nope. So I'm throwing these house parties and shit, and I'm like thinking of ways to make the house parties more fun. And I'm driving past this like tattoo supply shop in Lincoln Park. I'm like, I'm gonna go get a tattoo supply kit.
Were you just like good at drawing? Or you literally
never.
What?
Yeah. I knew I was artistic. It was like I'd graffiti shit on my like ceiling and like all over my room and whatnot. It wasn't the greatest, but it was like cool, like unique things, right?
It was good for having zero experience.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna get a tattoo kit, and like it was never to be like I'm gonna be a tattoo artist. It was like as a joke, like we're all gonna tattoo each other.
Like a party trick?
When we're drunk, yeah. Like let's all tattoo each other, which I still have it all on my thigh. And we
Your
all
best work?
Yeah, my best work. And we all gave each other these crappy tattoos, and for weeks it actually turned into a big thing. Like every time we had these parties, there'd be like lines out my bedroom door. Terrible. Don't do this. Don't get into a shop, get an apprenticeship. Go the right route. Again, I had to unlearn all these different things. Yeah, so all this hype is around me, and people are like, yo, give me tats. I'm like hooking everyone up at these parties. And then I get this call from the shop owner. My friend Kayla, at the time, was working at the shop. She's a piercer. It's called Ink Addiction in Taylor. And her boss, I think, fixed up a couple of my tattoos. And she like mentioned, oh yeah, that's Eric Mulka. Like you should hire him and shit. And he's like, yo, do you have a portfolio? I'm like, yeah. I didn't have no portfolio. So I just stayed up all week doing...
Just like drawing?
Yeah, doing drawings on hard drugs. And so I could stay
But it
up.
looked good?
Yeah, looked great.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, no, it didn't look
What
great.
did you start with? Like, what's like your first, like, okay, I gotta draw a tattoo. Like, do you start with
He goes, draw me skulls, hearts, and crosses or some shit. And
okay, so like
skulls.
the basic one.
Yeah, and he's like, the reason I said yes is because you're the only one that came back and drew exactly what I said. No extra bullshit. And I was like, okay, sweet. Yeah.
Here's my portfolio. It was already done.
Yeah.
Exactly what you said.
Yeah. So I started tattooing there for years, and slowly, like, I realized that wasn't the best shop. And he treated me really well. And I went to 2 other bad shops and had some more bad experiences. And then I went to this really good shop called North Main in Plymouth, which is where I met Anthony. So,
yeah.
And they kind of put me down the right path of like how things should be run professionally. And, like,
Okay,
how
so
you
they
should
showed you like this is how to be successful.
This is how to be a legit artist, right?
Yeah.
This is how to be a legit studio.
There's so much I'm sure with like the setup of it, like financially, but also like how to run it properly instead of just being like buy your shit, sit here and like.
So this goes directly
post on social media.
This goes directly into that conversation I was just saying. So like all the shops previously, so Ink Addiction, Premier, and Tattoo 13 were all run as street shops, and they were rented from, and they were run as like money businesses, right? We need money, right? So on average, each of those shops, I had a percentage split, and it was like 50-50 or 60-40, and anywhere from every month I was paying them anywhere from $2,000 to $4,000 a month, right? Which is crazy. That's double to quadruple what I charge my artists here.
But they also weren't like building you or.
They were not building me. They were taking so like specifically the third guy. He was a car salesman. He wasn't even a tattoo artist. He had made $70,000 a year off me. Like that's fucking bananas.
So you learned at the Plymouth place.
Yeah. So like at Plymouth they only charged me $1,500 a month, but they didn't supply me with anything. But still, it's only $1,500 a month. It was cheaper than anything outside.
Yeah.
Previous, and they put me on right. Like when I started there, I was only booked out like 2 weeks. But within a month or two, I was booked out 3 months.
Oh, good.
And, within a year, I was booked out 2 years. Like it was a stark difference, and it showed me this philosophy that the key to making a successful business is synergy, right? So, like, I think of this analogy a lot. Like, if you strand one human on an island, they might have a raft, they might have a hut. They're probably going to die 3 to 5 years, right?
Yeah.
You strand 20 humans on that island, you have a small civilization in 3 years, right?
Oh, right.
The key to human advancement, the key to our success as humans has been synergy. How we gather a bunch of specialists together and we use each other's skill sets to then create a well-oiled functioning machine.
Right, and learn from each other and build with each other.
Right, so that goes directly into my philosophy of how I run the shop, right? So like I hire this videographer, that way everyone feels that they're being invested in, right? Like, oh, Eric wants us to have platforms, right? Eric
It wants you to grow.
Exactly.
As an individual.
Exactly. And truly with no jealousy, no like, they're tagged in every post. They're, like I want them to be far more successful than me. And like that was kind of my philosophy with my apprentice. I've never apprenticed anyone. I've had over 100 people ask me. I finally accepted an apprentice because his drawing skill was on par with mine before it even started tattooing, which is how we're going to change this industry. Artists need to rule this industry. If you can't draw, you shouldn't be a tattoo artist, right?
Yeah. I think it'd be fun, but I suck at drawing, so I'll just stay out of it. But I feel like it'd be a fun job.
Yeah, absolutely. It's hard to do that when only a few people see that vision.
Right, like everybody has to be on the same page.
Exactly. Everyone has to see the vision.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I want to offer health insurance. Like that'd be revolutionary in the tattoo industry.
For sure.
It's like, imagine having full benefits, a decent price, a decent wage.
I can't even imagine that because we're both in real estate, so we have to buy private insurance, so it's dog shit.
Yeah, and it costs so much money.
Oh, I know.
This will be a platform that everyone will succeed, will benefit from.
That's awesome.
My first boss is, I'm going to call all the other shops in the area, make sure you don't get no other jobs. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? That's crazy. That's a crazy thing to say.
You're like, that doesn't even bother me. Do you want to hear my past?
Yeah, right? Yeah. It's like, yeah, you're a manipulator. I understand what you're doing.
Yeah.
So instead, it's like, instead of trying to control my artist, I just want to make it so good you don't want to leave.
Right.
It's like, and then that kind of goes in my philosophy. It's like, if I invest so much money into this entire empire, I want to make it seem like insurmountable. It's like, I might as well just stay because I can't
find anything better.
Yeah, exactly. This will be very hard to compete with, right? I'm like 700 grand deep into this adventure, and by the end of it, I'm going to be like 2 mil deep, but it's going to be worth double that. Cooperation makes more than confrontation. It's the best theory of game theory. It's the best ideology of game theory, right? It's like tit for tat plus 10% forgiveness. That's how I play the game. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. And if you fuck me over, I'm going to fuck you over, but I'm going to forgive you after.
It's like take no shit, but also not be a piece of shit.
Precisely.
Yeah.
I'm so your friend.
You're so philosophical. Philosophical, is that a word? Philosophical.
Yeah.
And I'm like so like, I don't know, Joe Dirt terms.
No, it's good. It's good. I think that all of us understand these same things. It's just linguistics that challenge the barrier. We live in a finite reality. It's like you do have to work for...
for something that you want.
Yeah. Input is out, like what you put in is what you'll get out.
Right.
Like that is how this universe works. And
it's not going to change.
Yeah. And it's like, it's based on your individual input. If you give society the cure to cancer, you should be rewarded much more than the guy that mops floors. I'm sorry. It's true.
Yeah.
Like you are a much more valuable human. Like we're all equal, but you're much more valuable.
Right.
And I think people miss that point.
No, I know. I like that. That does make sense. I feel like that's a simple way to put it, too.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it goes back to my talk with my son last night. You're only going to get what you're valued, and if you don't care, you put half-assed shit in. That's what you're getting.
Yeah. I'll leave that whole idea off with this one point that I think about a lot. There's value in scarcity. Mm-hmm. Make yourself scarce.
Right. No, that's what I said, too. I said something about that, but mine was not as, like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean...
philosophical sounding as that. It was more Joe Dirt terms.
I love it.
He understood, though. He'd probably understand.
Yeah, that's probably, because like Einstein says, if you can't explain it to a 5-year-old, you don't understand it yourself. So you're just over here like supreme understanding.
Oh, yeah, okay. I can break it down.
Yeah.
5-year-old terms. But
exactly.
He's like way smarter than me, so I feel like he could hear it from you, too, and still understand it.
Hey, multiple ways to skin a cat.
Was there ever like a rock bottom for you, though, that like really, really... I guess, not like a specific day, but like, was there ever a rock bottom that you were like, I'm never going back to that?
Yeah, this is right before I sold my Detroit house. So I'd like bought this abandoned house in Detroit. This is like the start of my success. So I bought an abandoned house for $4,000 off the Detroit Land Bank. And
okay. What made you want that? You're like, I'm going to live here or what?
Yeah, so like I said, when my stepdad gave me that money, I was living out of a loft in Detroit for a little while, and
okay.
I was trying to, I'll be honest, I was selling a shit ton of weed.
Okay.
Just trying to figure out where I was going to go in life. Because I come from a criminal enterprise family, I had a lot of connections innately. So I just hit up my mom. Actually, I'll just tell you the story. So
I love a story.
I'm smoking weed, right? And I'm like, man, I don't want to buy weed no more. I want to have free weed.
Okay.
And I know my mom already knows like all these dudes that have warehouses and shit. And at the time, pounds are selling for like $3,000 a pound.
Okay.
Great profit. And I can get those pounds for like $1,000 a pound. because my mom's like connected.
Because she knows other people.
Exactly. Yeah. And well, anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500 depending on quality. But point is, double up, triple up. It's good.
You're thinking.
Good business,
Yeah.
right? And overnight, I turn into my dealer's dealer because I call all the people I get weed off of, and I'm like, hey, how much are you getting your quarter pounds from? How much are you getting your half pounds from? And I'm like, way cheap. I'm offering them way cheaper prices. So overnight, I steal all these clients, right, from their plugs.
Yeah.
And I become the main plug, and I'm moving like 5 pounds a week now, like within months. And I save up, $25,000, $30,000 of re-up money, and one day I just decide to not re-up, and I'm like, I'm gonna get out of the game.
Because you're like, something bad's gonna happen if I keep going.
Yeah, I was riding around Hot Boy, and never once got charged for anything, never got pulled over. So it's like,
But it's probably because you just cut it quick.
divine timing.
Yeah.
Right. Gut feelings. Follow the universe. Don't fight the flow of the universe. Again, I made a fuck ton of profit in a short amount of time. Realized it was getting risky, had a gut feeling. I always think about the ceilings and things. This is the reason why I started my shop this way, is because like the ceiling is much higher, right? I could tell you a lot about my business plans with like the land and whatnot, and like how much I could make out of this facility and whatnot. But like, point is I'm always thinking of ceilings, right? The potential to grow. Where can I limit myself? Or where will I be limited? So in the criminal enterprise, it's like you're limited by like, as soon as you start making moves bigger than 10, 20,000, people are getting your eyes on you.
Right,
you're
like, red flagging yourself.
Red flagging yourself, right? So as soon as I, started making, a decent amount of money to where I could pull myself out of that, I realized it's time to go, right? And I used all that re-up money to buy a $4,000 house, and I used the rest of it to remodel it all. But I didn't know anything about remodeling at the time, just figured I could. This is the power of self-delusion. One of the most powerful things in this world. If you think you can do it, you really can. It's like the placebo.
Like manifesting?
It's the placebo effect, right?
Yeah.
Delusion is placebo, right? So like a lot of people will be like, try to utilize the placebo effect, but the problem is you can tell yourself something 1,000 times, but if you don't truly believe it, it's not going to happen.
You have to like make yourself believe it.
Make yourself believe it.
It's all like manifesting.
Manifesting. But I wasn't manifesting.
Yeah, no.
I believed it because I was delusional.
Okay. But it worked.
But it worked.
How the hell did you like build? What?
So check this out, right? So
did you like get a book?
YouTube every single day. And
You built a house on YouTube.
Built a house on YouTube. Not only built a house, I lifted the house.
You did foundation work?
Demolished the whole entire basement. The house was on stilts. I did the engineering on everything.
You literally did
I did the plans.
Foundational work from YouTube.
The video went viral on YouTube. It's got 150,000 views.
Oh my gosh, I want to see it.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I'll send it next time I have a listing where there's a foundation issue. I'll be like, anyone that comes in, don't worry, you can just watch this YouTube video. It'll be way cheaper.
This company came out, charged me like $7,000 and didn't fix anything. My walls look like waterfalls, and I'm like, all right, well, I just gotta learn this shit myself. So I learned all this engineering. I make up the blueprints. I send it into the city. Wait for the permits. They never sent me no permits or anything like that. So I just went through with the process.
I was gonna say, I'm surprised you didn't got permits.
Yeah, they never did nothing. I finished it all. Watch the YouTube video. It's an amazing process. I finished it all, and then inspector calls me. He's like, "Hey, I'm here to start the first steps of the inspection." I'm like, "Oh, the job's already finished." He's like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "Yeah, watch the YouTube video." He signs off all the permits based on the YouTube video. He's like, "You went above and beyond, man. This is amazing."
What?
Yeah, swear to God.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, only in Detroit. Only in Detroit, right? But that's insane.
Yeah, it was like such a, I don't know.
He had to have been like, this is a one and only time this is ever, like, I'm ever going to come across this.
Yeah, yeah. And even,
especially there.
So, like, when I built my barn, too, because to remodel the house, all right, I was getting too far ahead. I remodeled it was all shit, realized it was all shit. I'm, like, heating my house with, like, a wood burner stove and my normal stove, because I didn't know how to do a furnace. So I, like, remodeled it good enough to, like, because all the windows were boarded up, and I was, like, pooping in a fucking 5-gallon bucket. Yeah, so I just put a bathroom.
Was nothing in the house?
It was
like gutted.
You should see the pictures.
Gutted would have been better.
Yeah, yeah.
Gutted would have been nice.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll overlay some pictures.
Okay, yeah.
It was terrible, and I was very ashamed of it. I was still living in that like white trash ashamed state, right? It's like no one understood what I had up in here, right? But I understood, right? And my whole story, you could put it in one sentence. It's like, what are you willing to sacrifice? Live like no one else, so you can live like no one else. Right, and that's okay. That's what I did, right? I suffered and sacrificed, in an environment and an area that I would never have chosen any other scenario, right?
But it was worth it.
But it was worth it because I saw it from the very start, right? I'm like, mathematically, it's a mathematical destiny for this to be successful. There's like, if I do all the work myself,
And you refused to quit.
and I refuse to quit, the basement was a surprise, big expense surprise.
Shitty
but-
surprise.
Yeah.
That's like the worst surprise.
But I knew that I would at least be able to move ahead because I thought, I'm like, if I have no bills, then that means that I can pay myself a mortgage, right? I can save up a retirement, which eventually turned into a crazy part of my story.
How did you even know that was like a thing you should be saving for if like your mom and your family never had that? Like I'm assuming she didn't have a retirement.
Realizing I had no safety net. I'm like, yo, I'm a drug dealer right now trying to be a tattoo artist / like doing random hard manual labor on the side to make ends meet. Cause like I'm young and healthy, immediately start sacrificing, pay yourself in the future. Fuck myself now, pay Eric, pay the future Eric, right?
Yeah.
Fuck this current Eric. Fuck that guy. I
Yeah.
hate this guy, right?
Yeah.
Let him suffer, right?
Work him to death.
Yeah, exactly.
You will be poor and work to death.
Exactly. Find acceptance in that. Every day, wake up, prepare yourself to be miserable.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Yeah.
Wait, do you ever listen to David Goggins' books?
Love David Goggins. Who's
So
going
do
to carry the
I
boats?
fucking love David Goggins.
Who's going to carry the boats?
Everybody's always like, why do you listen to him? He's so toxic. I'm like, that like fires me up. I love that.
I mean, there's a balance. I think
But in that state of like that state
Yes.
that you're in, you need that like yelling at you.
his mindset is
Fuck you.
true.
Yeah.
His mindset is true. The extremes he takes his body to, probably
No,
not
I
true.
don't really need to run and shit. But I love like. Did you read his book?
No, I haven't. I just started Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink. That's what I'm on right now.
Okay. We'll have to do a book exchange after this. But
Absolutely.
his is like it tells his life story, which is insane. But like all of his mindset stuff of like it like totally goes along with this,
I love it.
and I love that. So sorry. So anyway.
Yeah, so...
So beat your ass and be poor to
Yeah.
benefit yourself later.
Yeah.
So how long did you live in the house?
5 years. So because I was paying myself a mortgage, and this is the point I wanted to make, there was no way you could fail because the money I would have had to pay to live anywhere else would have cost more than the investments I made to make that house profitable. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's like I would have spent that money somewhere, like especially renting. I just gave that money away.
Right.
It's like instead I put it into something that eventually made me $130,000. I bought a house for $4,000 and sold it for $130 in the middle of the fucking hood in the ghetto.
Yeah.
And and altogether I only put in like 55 or 60.
Really?
Yeah, so I doubled
I mean,
up.
obviously, like shit was cheaper back then because it was pre-COVID.
Right, but I don't even think of it as the 55 or 60 because it's like that's the money I would have spent in any other situation.
Rental.
Any
Yeah.
other situation because I could not. So like I didn't have no one to co-sign for me. My mom's a drug addict. My dad's dead. Right. So it's like no, I had no potential for mortgage. It was rent or do what I did.
Right.
Right.
Shit in a bucket. But
Shit
at
in a
least
bucket.
no one can kick you out.
Yeah, at least, and I thought of it as a head start. You know, like by the time my friends were graduating college, I was renting that house out and moving into my current house in Manchester. Which this goes on my second point. Because I didn't have a mortgage, I'm paying myself a mortgage. Over those years, I end up checking my bank. I have like, because I didn't even want to look at it, right? It's just like, because you know the money, you want to spend it, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. I don't know the money. So I just keep putting into this account, Anytime I got extra money, I'd put into it. So here comes like October 2019, and I decide I'm gonna get into stocks because my best friend Ryan, I show my best friend the account, and it's at like 90 grand at the time. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing with 90 grand?" I'm like, "It's my retirement." He's like, "No, sitting on that much capital cash is retarded." He's like, "By the time you retire, he's like, that money would be worth half as much as it is right now." He's like, inflation.
Yeah.
Right? He's like, 100 grand in 1990 is fucking way more than 100 grand today.
Oh, yeah.
And I was dumb, didn't make this realization. So I started making investments with it and whatnot, and you know those panned out well.
So did you just learn how to do stocks?
From October, I got very lucky. October 2019, I started learning
No,
stocks.
what? You have the craziest timeline.
Divine timing again.
That is insane. Like
Yeah.
you're like, oh, let me figure it out right when was like the absolute best time on planet
Weird.
Earth to do that.
Weird. And not only that,
Somebody's
but
looking out for you.
check
for
this
sure.
out. Check this out. So by the time, I learned all these stocks by February. COVID's happening. And I'm like, I'm gonna put it all because like my idea on it was I don't think COVID was gonna take I was betting on the country. Right? Is the country gonna fail? No, COVID's not going to kill this country, right? Especially so, once I realized that, like, people were kind of, like, treating it like the plague when it wasn't the plague,
Yeah.
right? So I'm like, be courageous when people are scared.
Yeah, like risk is always the best when everybody else is sitting around.
Boom. Right. My dumbass doesn't know that you have to wire transfer that much money. It takes a bunch of time,
Okay.
right? I try to wire transfer it in the beginning of March because I see the market's fucking crashing. I'm like, oh, well, all my money in there, right?
Yeah.
And it takes, I don't know, I can't remember exactly the timeline on it, but the money was actually able to be invested by March 25th, and I'm pissed because, like, how long it's taken, but it ends up being the lowest point in the entire
Like history of the country.
the whole COVID
Oh,
thing.
all COVID,
By
yeah.
accident, I invest all the money on the lowest day. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, if I would have
Did
invested
you put it all the same thing, or you put it like all over?
No, a bunch of different
You
stuff.
researched and stuff.
Uh,
Or did your friend tell you?
no. It was, again, like, luck along with information. It's like, what is luck? It's like when timing meets preparation. It's like I had a bit of preparation, I had perfect timing, and at the time, it's like you couldn't fail. You put longs in anything there, you were going to be successful.
Yeah.
So fast forward from March to October, everything triples and quadruples and whatnot, and I go cash out a house in Manchester using all of that.
And you didn't have to use your Detroit money house?
No, I started renting it out to my girlfriend's mom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you used your stock money, bought this house cash.
Yeah, along with a bit of money that my girlfriend had as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we used all that money.
Isn't that insane how it's literally only been 10 years since you were shitting in a bucket and freaking trying to figure out how to make a foundation in a $4,000 house?
Less than
Like
that.
what? That's
Less
it's
than that.
insane. Like what can happen in 10 years?
In 2019, I was still in the Detroit house.
Yeah.
And it's 2025 right now. So 6 years ago, I was poor.
That is insane.
And at the time, I was working at North Main. I'm making like 180 a year. So I'm just racking up, saving up more money, planning all this, right? I knew what this shop looked like before I stepped foot in it. Before I even bought the building, I knew exactly what all this was going to look like. Right?
Yeah.
Because I'm a meticulous planner.
I think that's important though too, because I think sometimes people take the first step and they're not ready to yet, and then
Yeah.
it like postpones everything.
Absolutely. Like, you ask Will, he already knows every step of my plan for the next 5 years.
He's got it down.
Yeah, so I'm racking up, saving up, and then I make the decision because I'm like, I'm getting burnt out with tattooing because how much I'm working and shit, and I'm like, all right, I either need to quit and move on to something else, or I need to go all in. So I'm like, I'm going all in. I buy this place, for like $300,000. It came with like 4 acres of commercial property with riverfront commercial property, and I put like another 180 into it, remodeling it and making it a business. All these nice little.
Dude, plants add up. No.
Dude, the plants alone being like.
Well, I mean, the parking lot's
2,700,
huge. I'm
yeah.
like, well, this place is big.
Yeah, 55 car parking lot. I just seal coated this year myself. I'm a squeegee pro. Got like $8,000 of 550 gallons of seal coat. I did. I'm squeegee pro.
I was gonna say this looks brand new.
And this is the idea. Is like, because I'm so blessed. This goes into David Goggins. Because I'm so blessed and I've built my life up to this. It's easy to get used to this new standard, right? It's easy to get comfortable. It's easy, to get complacent. So every month or every other month, I'll put myself through these bouts of suffering that will remind me, like, hey, lock in.
Yeah.
This is why you're here. Keep fucking grinding.
Yeah.
Make this.
So that was your own punishment, the pavement?
Absolutely. Yeah. I do it all the time. I was cleaning the toilets and shit this morning. I'm thinking, I'm gonna do this until I'm rich as. I'm gonna do it till I can't bend over, because I want to show people that I'm here to grind with them.
Right. That does make a big difference. When they're like, okay, why
Yeah.
am I working for you if you're like sitting on your ass?
Precisely. And I think of this story from Alexander the Great. At the end of his campaign, after he had already marched through deserts, and he'd been marching for 10 years, all these soldiers and shit, they had left their families. They had newborns and stuff. They haven't seen, they're grown children at this point, and they're sick of traveling. They're sick of doing all this shit, and they're running out of food. Alexander doesn't know it, though. And his servants come and bring him his food, and he looks around and realizes none of his men are eating. He goes, why aren't my men eating? And he's like, the servant's like, there's no food for him, sir. And he looks around a little bit more, and he dumps it out. And he goes, if my men aren't eating, I'm not eating.
Yeah.
And they fucking rally. they start crying and cheering. They're ready. They're fucking ready to, because I'll die for this motherfucker. You know, like I'll run through a brick wall for him. You know.
Yeah.
And since I've had that experience, like I have that for my brother. I have that for my coach. I have that for my stepdad. You know, like I have that for you know, all these different men that I idolize in my life. And it's like my whole goal, my whole purpose in this life is to gather all that information, to gather all the things I've found as true, as universal truth, and to pass it on, to pass that torch on, to let the younger men, for each generation to stand on the shoulders of the giants before them, to better this entire experience.
And like have the vision.
To move the goalposts forward. You think of the Olympians in the 60s, they're high school athletes today. You know, maybe
trust me, I know. I got the football thing going on, like all the kids too. But like the standards of everything are so high.
Yeah.
Like my fourth grade son, I swear, like his football team is like better than my high school team was.
Absolutely.
It's insane.
That's the reason why I don't have like a big. I'm not against all these robots taking all the, you know, meaningless
jobs. It makes
jobs.
us work harder.
Put your human brain to use.
Right, and we waste our potential because we don't think we need it.
One of the most powerful things in this universe exists within your skull.
Yeah.
It's like,
no, for sure. I think so many people don't even think about that. They just go through their life and they're just doing their thing.
Absolutely. And it's like the whole idea, like I said earlier, it's like you have to push forward because that is the reason for all of us to be alive.
Right.
Is to gain new experience.
Yeah, AI is going to change that too because I think it's just going to replace so many things. So it's like we're going to have to be way more creative.
Yeah.
And proactive with like
AI is going to make the game far more competitive.
For sure, but I think it's also going to just like it's going to open, I think, new opportunities for people too that we've never really even dabbled in.
Absolutely. I mean, think about like this conversation, right? So people watch this podcast, they can jump on AI and learn in depth about every single thing that we just talked about, putting them further than we are.
Right.
You know, in a moment's notice.
Dive in. Yeah. Like quickly.
And it's like I've spent the last few years learning about all this shit. You can spend the next 3 hours and get further than me.
Right. Yeah. What is I guess like, I was going to say what motivates you, but I think we know now. But what does the future look like? Like, what are you guys expanding to? Because I know you said you had other projects going
Ultimate goal. The thing I'm working on most right now is financial freedom to follow my innate curiosity to make new offerings for this world, right?
Okay.
I want to build a couple different creations. So I'm not going to tell exactly my plan, but we're going to build a facility that will be used for multiple different things.
Okay.
And with that facility, we're going to build structures down by the river. And one of the structures that is going to be down there is going to be like a cabin, and we're going to use that for our jiu-jitsu gym. We're going to have like world champions and stuff, incentivized like, hey, you get to stay in this cabin by the river, maybe fuck around on my jet ski and whatnot, and come out and, you know, teach these people amazing jiu-jitsu and whatnot. Maybe use it for like guest artists and whatnot for the shop, right?
Okay.
Like, hey, free stay, come out here, just put us on the map, like, you know, come do some sick tats.
Yeah, it's cool to just have it there.
Cool hangs, right? Then I'm going to start like doing the things that I really care about in life. Like I want to rehabilitate forests and stuff. I drive down the road every day and like all the dead animals like truly breaks my heart. You know, like I can't stand the way humans have impacted this world so thoughtlessly. And I just want to put more attention into that and think of more ways to integrate this natural world within our world, right? Because we're changing, we're evolving as humans, and I think as we progress as a society, as a species, that's going to be a far larger question. How can we coexist with these animals? So like we need to be thinking of like land bridges and like eco neighborhoods. This world can become a safe haven for all living beings, regardless of species. And that's
so you
what
want to get into that next, eventually.
My 40s and 50s, if I'm successful, I want to be a philanthropist for all living species. Because as I said earlier, we are just the universe experiencing itself through a human, which means that all species are the universe living experiencing itself
through them.
Yeah, which means that every single form of life has meaning in some way. So with that understanding, it's like the more we integrate ourselves with nature and the more we learn about nature, especially so like we haven't even discovered a quarter of the medicinal properties of the plants on this planet. We are not inheriting this planet from our ancestors, we are borrowing it from our children.
Mm-hmm.
We really need to think that way.
Right. No, that does make so much sense.
Yeah. It's a scary future, but that's the whole reason why I think this way, because you build your ark before the flood, not after.
Right. You always got the quotes. All right, I'm gonna end with one more, which I mean you probably already answered this one, but I'm gonna throw it at you anyway. Okay, if there's one thing that you hope people get out of this conversation, what would it be?
Free yourself from what you think to be true. Open yourself to what may be true.
Okay. I think there is a lot of like, and I don't know if it's more noticeable to me now because I'm just aware of it. It's like unlearning so many things that you're like, why do we do things the way that we always did them? Why did we have this beliefs that we had just because like that's what we were told growing up?
Yeah.
It's like there's so many things that you have to like unlearn and like figure out how you want to believe it.
I just think that so many people are so confident that their worldview is
The correct one.
The correct one. It's very important for you to step back and realize that in today's society, you can live in whichever reality you choose to live in.
Mm-hmm.
We have a world that has built up so many invisible walls that you can convince yourself of whatever fucking reality you want. You know, like,
Right.
there's a lot, I'm sure you guys will notice, you know, there's a lot of people you talk to that you're like, what world do you live in? You know,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
not the world I live in. You know, like, so just overall, just understand that you're probably wrong about a lot more things than you think you're wrong about, especially so the less knowledge you have. It's called the Dunning-Kruger effect. The less you know, the more you think you know. It explains why incompetent people think they're competent.
Yeah. Which is actually a lot of the reason why I like having this podcast, because I like learning from people who do things different than I do, or like have different backgrounds or have different jobs. It's like I want to learn. I just want to know, like, how do
Absolutely.
you tick and what
The
makes
whole
you.
point.
That's literally like what I love doing that.
Information gathering drive.
Yeah, I just want to know. Yeah, is there anything about like tats that you want to talk about?
For the average client, I want the average client to understand you're not getting tattoos for anyone else other than yourself. Don't think of your tattoos as like, will people like this? You should think of it more so as like an innate telling of your story, right? So like commonly I'll get people that will ask for memorials and they'll like want a clock with like the time of death, or like maybe a birth tattoo with like a clock, or like maybe they want an angel over a gravestone or something like that. And it's like, do those things remind you of your, you know, like your past person? This guy, the last thing him and his son did together before his son passed from cancer was they watched the movie Transformers together. So I put a letter from the son to the dad in Transformers writing.
Oh, wow.
Right, like in their language.
Yeah.
Because there's like a Transformers language. So it's like, you know, like
So doing it more individualized than like what's trendy.
yeah, it's like, don't go to the internet to think about what.
Oh yeah,
what
don't go to
reminds
the
you,
internet.
What reminds you of your person? Only it's in here. Only you know that.
Yeah. No, that is cool. Is Anthony your pickiest client?
Anthony, yeah. Bro,
He's number one.
one time, Anthony came in,
And then he just left. He got nothing.
he's done that a couple times.
I'm like,
But-
does he hate you? He comes home and I'm like, God, this poor guy has to hate you.
Nah, I'm a perfectionist. None of that makes me upset. These people make my life possible.
No, I remember I was so mad at him the first time he came because I knew that like once he got one, it was going to be like a whole, like once he ripped that Band-Aid
Yeah.
off.
Speaking of, you actually have to get him, send me a video of all that open space.
Oh, you're
I
going
have
to
to-
brainstorm?
I have to draw it all in before he gets here.
Why? Because it'll make you change it a million times?
Yeah, he said he wants to see it all done.
Oh, yeah, because you're probably like, okay, I'd rather actually for time's sake.
Yeah, I'll do it though. It's all good.
But yeah, I was so pissed that first time because I was like, no, I don't know. I just feel like he's so like genetically fit. He's like a specimen.
He is.
So
Beautiful
I'm like,
man.
I feel like he does like tattoos. Like they go on everybody. Like they look good on anyone. But I'm like, why would you cover your like perfectly sculpted arms when like no one else on planet Earth has those? It's so like rare to have that.
He also hates the color black, so it's like kind of hard to do black and gray tattoos on him when he
Okay.
hates black.
What does he want?
He wants all grays. He wants it all to be
okay.
like. He wants it really light, and I'm like, man, like.
He's so, yeah. Can you imagine what I got to deal with every day? He's like, I want eggs, but I don't like eggs. I'm like, God.
I don't know. That's a conundrum there.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, good job because he likes your work and he will only come to you and he's real hard to please. Well, thanks so much for just giving us all the insight. I feel like there's so many good takeaways from this. And
Yeah,
like, your
thank you.
story is amazing and I love that like, you just figured it out and all the little different things along the way. I feel like
Still
are
figuring it out.
Yeah, I mean everybody's always figuring it out, but I mean I feel like you lived like 300 years in like the first like 25 years of your life.
My girlfriend says all of the time, she's like, if I wasn't here for this ride, I would not fucking believe it.
There's no way.
Yeah, she's like, this is like straight up. She's like, I need Netflix and popcorn. She's always telling me to write a book about the like beginning of my life, like the first 25 years, and call it the first quarter. So if anyone
That's
out
on the
there
radar?
wants to write a book, I don't like writing. I'm not
Just
good
use
at
AI. You just
Oh
talk
my
to it,
God.
tell it all the story, it'll write it.
it.
There you go, it'll be quick.
Humans are way better.
Yeah, but it'll
Brains.
say it in your voice.
But AI will never meet the same level of creativity
Right,
and
as a
like
person.
Exactly. So don't sell yourself short.
Creativity.
Yeah.
Can't be matched. All right, well,
Thank
thank
you for your time.
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
I have put all of Eric's information in the show notes, so you can follow him on Instagram at Eric Mulka. It's Mulka. Eric also has a YouTube page. You can follow him at Eric Mulka. Again, you can see his video of how he did foundation work. After seeing, like, obviously he just explained it to me and I was blown away that it actually worked. But watching the actual process, like, you have to see it. I feel like contractors half the time wouldn't even touch that. And he literally YouTube University to how to do that. So check that video out on his YouTube channel. And you can go to his website. It is kingandcrosstattooco.com. Be sure to tune in to our new episode that is coming out next Tuesday, and it is going to be another great interview. If you can follow and subscribe to this podcast, it really helps us push these stories out to new audiences. Give us a 5-star, leave us a comment, reach out to me and give me your feedback on this episode. Again, I'm Brittany Racine with Might Get Loud, and we'll see you next week.